College refs are bad, honestly. And I
Bad.
think
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
the AAC college refs are really, really bad.
It ruins the game for me.
Totally ruins the game.
It slows the game down so much that you're really not seeing who's the better team. You're really seeing who can handle coming out of lulls best. Really, that's what college basketball, in a large sense, has become. Who can handle the lulls? Who can handle all the fouls and the stops and play better? And it sucks because it makes the game so slow. It makes a game that's supposed to be so fast paced and nonstop moving into a turtle race, and it gets so old to watch college basketball and see just the terrible calls that are made.
That is such a good point, Christian. That is, I loved how you described that. It is who can come out of the lulls better. And it's not because the lulls are because of a lack of talent or skill. It's because it's a lack of flow, because the refs and the way that games are called just create such a start and stop experience. And so if you're a college basketball team that can get on a run, if you can get on a 10-0 run, that's the game.
Yeah.
And in the NBA, a 10-0 run happens every 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing in high school. Go watch an AAU game. It's not start and stop. They're rolling. They're moving. They're playing 3 games a day, so it's clicking. It's fast paced. It's what basketball is supposed to be. And college basketball is totally not that.
I want to ask you this. This is off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do 3 rule changes for college basketball, what would they be to clean the game up, to make the game better?
Shot clock.
What would you do with the shot clock?
NBA shot clock.
24 seconds.
Yeah, 24. Not 30. I think that's that's a pretty heavily debated one. That's one that's pretty obvious.
And just think it was 35 seconds just like 2 years ago.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And you know what? Honestly, this isn't a rule. This is kind of just something that I think makes the game better. Is I would play on NBA courts. The size.
Yeah.
I hate the smaller courts. I think it makes the game so much sloppier and so much shorter and so much tighter. Like we see the NBA, you can free flow and you can move, and you don't have that as much in college because you have a smaller court. It's not something you would think makes a big difference, but when you really watch it, you can tell that it makes a difference. And for a third one, I don't know. What would your one be?
My number one would be I would institute a defensive 3-second. I would institute get rid of zones.
Yeah.
I mean, not get rid of zones altogether. Obviously, the NBA, they still play zones.
You're speeding up the zones. You can't sit as much. You're moving more.
Right. So I think the NBA, I hadn't thought about the NBA court size thing, but definitely the shot clock and institute defensive 3 seconds, defensive zone, the defensive 3-second call. I would definitely do that. And you know what I would do? I would go to my third rule that I would change is I would go to and you would we'd have to work through how to do this because the halves thing, but I would figure out how to do, how the NBA does, sorry, NBA does shot clocks, or not shot clocks, but they do foul shots after every quarter. They start back at 0 and they go to 4. If you, after the fourth foul, they start shooting free throws.
Yeah.
I would figure out a way to do that, so it constantly is being replenished, so that if a team gets hit with 6 fouls in 5 minutes, that for the rest of the game or for the rest of that half, they're not shooting free throws the entire half.
Good Lord, that slows it down. So there was 50 fouls in that game last night, and it slows it down so much.
27 of 34 for Tulane and 21 of 30 for Memphis.
Yeah.
That is 64 foul shots in one game.